Damn, I forgot my line.
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
What?
Roll sound.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
Hello, this is Bob from Costco. And I'm letting you know everything on 33.
Selling dick.
25%. What you gotta do is come get that coupon. I'll be there. It's Jiggle Vanilla. Say,
And say, hiya.
look for Bob.
Hey, yo.
Action!
What's poppin', gang? It's your boy Pastor JB here, and we are here with the part 2 of how fucked up our 20s are. And here I do have a guest with me today. It's one of my niggas. My niggas! Introduce yourself.
Y'all know who it is. Back for another one. You feel me?
Yeah, mean.
Damn. I think this was like 4-0, 5-0.
Is it? Has that only been 5?
I think it's been like 5. I think it's been like 4 or 5.
Catalog.
I know it's been 3.
I definitely know it's been 3.
But it's been like 4. It's probably been like 4 or 5. I think this might be 5.
I think I might have an unreleased episode.
I feel that. But y'all know who it is, you know. Back on this motherfucker with my nigga going crazy.
Yeah,
It's RBJay in his building. You know, go follow the nigga on the gram.
Yeah, I mean.
AY_. You feel me? Go do that. Make sure y'all follow us on that podcast. Make sure y'all get that CashApp, send in some donations from my man. You feel me? To keep this joint rolling.
Now we gotta definitely look out for the PlayStation
for y'all. You feel me? I know my man's got some shit in the works, so just look out, be in tune. You feel me?
I mean, nah, but we gotta definitely let them know what you got going on though. What you got coming? You know, with the playlist, we got with the fashion shit, we got the art shit popping. You know how that goes.
Bro. You know, been creating some playlists. I'm gonna put them out there soon. Make a little business page for them. I don't want to say a little business page because I really want to run it up, but like, I don't know.
You gotta start somewhere, my guy.
No cap.
You mean?
I love music and I love different vibes. I love different genres, different sounds. I'm just a music.
Definitely sonic. Yeah, sonic sounds.
That everybody can enjoy the tunes that I feel like should be played a lot.
And that sound good.
The mainstream music that's mainstream, that should be cool. That should be fire. But it's
after a while, everything sounds the same. Yeah.
Who just make some good ass music? You feel me? And that shit just
a lot of undiscovered artists.
So I'm just trying to kick something off. You feel me? So come check a nigga out. I'm gonna get started.
Definitely coming soon. Early 20. What should I say? Should we say mid 2022? Because we are already in April, and that is an issue. And it's only an issue because
we're in the second quarter of the year already,
bro. Kind of, sort of, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Say quarter 2.
I feel like it's like, okay, time has been passing. I've been enjoying life, you know, looking up and everything else like that. But I feel like, damn, time's really like passing. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, get together. You know what I'm saying? And that actually brings us to the fucking topic. I mean, how fucked up our 20s are. Trying to be an adult once again, I feel like in this economy is shitty. And definitely, I feel like, I'm not just going to say our parents, but definitely the generation that came before us did a shitty job and a poor economic job with how the shit should have been ran. Now, granted, on both sides of the spectrum, you got to look at it. It's like, oh, okay, well, they actually... Because we like to get into... times are definitely different, and you want to get into the conspiracies.
Like what's going on then versus what's going on now. Everybody on that money wave, they want to run their back up, which back then there was people who was on that too, but it was also a lot of structures placed in front of people.
Definitely more structured. I feel like one's wild now.
I don't want to just say black people, but in front of everybody, because everybody had it hard. You feel me?
BIPOC community.
It was just structures placed in front of people and barriers where you had to jump over them and loops you had to go through, and you had to find the loopholes to do all the shit that you needed to do.
So I have a question then. Do you think life could be easier, or would be deemed as easier now that we are more, or should I say we have more accessibility to information and shit that actually is really going on as opposed to they did before? Or do you think it was better of us not knowing as much as we know or as much as we have access to?
I mean, only time can really tell on that, but I would say, like, you know, if you're looking at everything that's going on now and you feel me, how everything is moving and how much information is actually out on the internet that you can actually just search up, it's like,
bro, Google is your best friend.
Generations of, you know, people that come up and,
yes.
you know, it's like you're going to have access to everything. So everything is literally at your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything that you want from the start of you even knowing how to do anything on the phone.
Right.
Like, long as you know how to pick up a phone and you know how to do the basic functions of a phone, and you just learn and just grasp.
You definitely can make a whole lot of bread from your phone.
You could make a whole bunch of different things. You could just, you feel me? You could really expand who you are. You could really expand your brand. Like, just knowing how to operate a phone, knowing how to operate a laptop, the internet, just technology in general. You feel me? You already on top because everything is on the internet.
Definitely.
Everything is on the internet. There's not one thing in this world that's not on the internet.
And it's a pro and it's a con because everything's on the fucking internet. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for the younger generation, they're exposed to way more than the previous generation. I'm not really going to say us because I feel like we are the generation of technology. We are really where it really started at. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like touchscreens came up with us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're kind of like, we definitely crawled so these little niggas can walk. And they got to really, I feel like a lot of people have been doing good. And I'm talking about the business aspect of people being on the internet. A lot of younger kids that monetize and they got their parents involved in it. It's like millionaires that's 5 years old on YouTube just off of playing with toys or just reviewing.
Reviewing the toys and whatnot on YouTube and everything like that. Like.
And it's like, first of all, I feel like in the next 10 years, it'd be crazy to say nobody really should be broke, but I feel like in the next 10 to 15 years, we shouldn't have as much poverty as we do. Now, granted, that's a broad statement, but I feel like there's so many different ways to make money. So with technology, number one, you literally gotta have the idea, and I ain't even really gonna say the talent because talent is so obsolete nowadays. A lot of motherfuckers don't have talent. You gotta have the consistency and definitely have the will to work. I mean, and a lot of motherfuckers was mad at Kim Kardashian with telling everybody, exactly, loyal supporters, of course. A lot of motherfuckers was mad at Kim K for saying, oh, you know, you just need to shut the fuck up and work. And yeah, right message, wrong messenger. I wouldn't even really say wrong messenger because the way that Chris be having them Dashians out there off of, I ain't gonna say making money off of nothing. But that's their persona. That's what people think. But then you gotta think, the social media thing is still taxing. There's still a lot that you gotta keep up appearances. You got to look this certain way. You gotta do this. You can't have that. It's a lot of, as crazy as it sounds when you hear it at first, oh, you're just making money from your phone. It sounds easy, but it's way harder than what it sounds like. But to put a pause on that conversation, stay tuned for this Anchor ad that will be coming up shortly.
It's back to what we were saying, like, with business on the phone, this ain't no 9 to 5 job. You don't just clock in and then clock out. This shit is 24/7. Yeah. You feel me? But like,
that's a lot.
That's even better because while you sleep, you're making money.
Yeah, that's that hibernation monetization is where I'm trying to be at.
Passive income, somewhere, you know, like you don't kind of like be on your phone, or you don't have to be, you don't have to attend to it.
I feel like that's definitely where you make the sleep money, but you also have to build a team. Yeah, you gotta have a team that knows your vision, and you gotta also have a team where, at a certain point in times, as crazy as it's gonna sound again, it has to be, you gotta kind of be self-centered. Right. Now, yes, the team will be surrounded or based upon you, but definitely don't overlook the people that's in your team. Is, you know, you definitely want to always look back, and definitely want to always, I feel like, look out for them and put them on opportunities that they necessarily want to get.
You are without them.
Exactly.
They're a big part of who you are and what you have and what you got going on.
So I feel like the basis,
it would be so much harder on you.
115%, and that's why I feel like the basis of a good team is knowing how to shift the attention. Because at a point in time, there's either going to be one or two friends that need a little bit more than the rest of the group at a point of time. So if you apply that to team building, I mean, you know, building your brand. All right, this you on. We building you up, and then we building the next person up. It's like the little foo-foo what do they call them? The little foo money pits, those pyramid schemes that the Africans be doing.
But it's like
JK, lol, I don't want no smoke.
And then I'm gonna pull you up.
No,
and then we keep doing that. You feel me?
Exactly. And it's just the rotation, just growing and growing. But it's hard as fuck to try to find those solid motherfuckers in your corner that really see it for you and you can actually see it for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because everybody is out for themselves. Which, at a point, it's okay to be out for yourself because at the end of the day, you're the only person you're gonna have.
Yeah, facts. You only got yourself. Mm-hmm. But like for the people that's loyal to you, that you can trust and they trust you, you feel me? Y'all got ties basically. It's like, why wouldn't you help them? Come up also.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because you never know. They might know something that you don't, and they might be able to help you in the area that you like it. That you like it.
And that's eventually what the team's about. Yeah.
So it's like, definitely make sure that you have the right people around you and the right team around you. Just not just for what you're doing, but for everybody's sake. So everybody's, moving and flowing, and everybody's going in there. They got their own thing going for themselves. So it's like, they got their own thing going for themselves, but it's also something that you could jump into because you know somebody who's knowledgeable on it. Like, okay, bro, you doing this.
Everybody gotta have that respected lane.
Expand even more, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, off of that, you're growing.
Yeah. And everybody starts to grow.
Business, everybody growing. Y'all not staying stagnant, or you not moving up, and then all your niggas is looking at you like, damn.
Jay-Z said it best. He said, what was it? I think it was in the song Friends. We don't really say, was it Friends or was it like, I think it was Friends. He said, we don't really call you rich if you, pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, but we don't really call you rich if you're the only rich nigga in your group. Pretty much. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So then it's like, if you are the only one that is ballsed up, especially if you can just point out in the group that, oh, this is the nigga that's on there, everybody else is lackey or flunky, you ain't really no good leader, for real. And you ain't no good teammate, because why are you the only person that's on at that moment? At least everybody match that aesthetic.
For real. You got to.
But, so do you think, because we all know that social media is a huge catalyst in a lot of young people's psyches nowadays, and even adults, honestly, but do you think life is easier or a little bit harder due to social media in the form of the growth process into going into adulthood in your early 20s? For me, I feel like it's really contingent upon the person. It depends what kind of person you are. If you're a person that really feeds into the media, if you're a person that really looks at other motherfuckers for standards and validation. And of course, we all, as a human race, look into something or someone for validation. That's just a human thing. But when that's just your basis of life, I think it has negative effects because you are now trying to become a robot, because everybody knows that
you're trying to do the same thing as somebody else.
Yeah.
Really be
and 70% of the internet is fake. So it's like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses when the Joneses are robots. You know what I'm saying? Jones can't even keep up.
It's really stupid.
You know what I'm saying? Literally. So I feel like depending on what kind of person you are, it can make life harder depending on how you look at life. Because if you're looking at life for the facetious things and the facades and the materialistic things, then if you aren't that go-getter to achieve that, that's going to fuck you up psychologically, because you're going to always be in a goddamn, a rat race, or you chasing your own tail, because it's like, okay, you're striving to be something that's not real. And you don't know that it's not real. You just only seeing what's in your face. But honestly, that's another conversation for another day, because I have another topic on that. The only pro, or should I say the only easy part, I really feel like is just the abundance of knowledge. It's at your fingertips. If you know how to use it, you can really get yourself through a lot of different shit, obviously in God too. But as far as we're talking about analytical things and just regular everyday life, it's so many things that you can have answered. It's so many things that you really don't have to do too much for. So in the aspect of using it to your advantage, it'll make life easier if you know how to use it. But if you are one of them hating ass Twitter finger niggas that actually just sit behind the screen, you're not gonna be happy. And the one that wants to live in the metaverse, pretty much.
You try to make it seem like you coming at somebody for doing something or whatever, and it's like you trying to make it seem like, you feel me, what you got going on is better. But like what you got going on is for you, and what they got going on is for them. And you being so pressed on that is like
totally
not
different
even,
paths in life, bro.
Word,
Totally
no
different
cap.
paths.
So it's like, I don't know, like with the internet, you gotta take that shit for what it is. Like, you feel me? We 23 right now, and this nigga is who younger than us, who you know, who's on, who got the
more
money, and who got, you feel me, the things.
But you can't
that
look at that like,
everybody
oh,
is
they got
chasing.
more than me. You gotta look at it as like, okay, I need to get what I need to get.
And there's people who see that and they hate, and they be like, ooh, I don't like this person because of this, or that could have been me, or I should have did that, and it's like, when I see things on the internet, it motivates me. It's like, damn,
it's
okay,
inspiration.
I need to get back to it inspires me. I need to get back to the grind. I need to get back on, you know, my purpose and do the things that I want to do for me. Just because I see somebody living this lifestyle and they got it a certain way don't mean I need to get my lifestyle the same way that they, you know, doing. I just gotta put in the work on what I want to do, what I feel passionate about, what I feel like is a purpose for me.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's where I feel like people get confused at. They just want to get on. Everybody want to be driving these nice cars and doing these nice things and taking these trips, which is good.
Definitely
but it's
good.
like when you do it the right way,
you do it in the path
for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. If
you don't want to be doing it for 1, 2, 3 years, and then now that 4th year, it's like, damn, well, this ain't really what I want to be doing. I just was doing this to portray that I'm out here doing everything
because I want to be like everybody else.
When it's like, you feel me? That's gonna put me even more behind than anything.
And you know, that's a dangerous, slippery slope because being in the era of social media and being in your early 20s, you're really trying to find yourself. Because nobody really knows yourself completely, and then as a human, you grow all the time. So you're always going to be finding yourself. You know what I'm saying? But to find your core self, or to be trying to find your core self, it's a lot of influence. This is why these motherfuckers are called influencers. It's a lot of influence from social media to be your very best, or should I say, to be the very best? Because a lot of people misconstrue with being the very best with being your very best. Because you got to do what's best for you. You got to do what is for you. You got to stay in that lane that God put you in, because everybody has a different path once again in life. You're not going to always have the mirrored image. Everything's not going to always be us or fucking annihilation. Like, no, you can't just be like everybody. You can portray to be like everybody else or somebody else, but you can't really be like somebody else. At the very end of the day, you got your own spirit, your own mind, your own entity.
Different.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's different.
And just as an artist,
a lot
it
of
sucks.
people are alike, but everybody's different in their own way.
Yeah, just as an artist, it sucks to see people really kind of like grovel at scraps. And I'm saying scraps is saying like other people's parts of their personalities, their styles, and everything else like that. And once again, nothing's wrong with inspiration. A lot is wrong with idolization, and nobody should be doing that.
For you, it's gonna be for you.
And you got to really just feel your own vibe. And I can get it once again on the unbiased spectrum of looking at it. I understand you're trying to find yourself, so you're trying to see what fits you, so you're trying different things. But just know that everything ain't for everybody. We're gonna leave that word right there.
So, like, if you feel like doing something is gonna, and you thinking about it like it's gonna fuck up your morals or whatever you got going on, and you like, damn, I don't really think I could do something like that, but but if I did do that, I'll be on. Like, feel me? Feel like it's not for you? Don't get on it. It's like there's no reason for you to do that. You don't want to have to, lower your standards for something to, feel like you're now competing or you're now
you fit in.
Yeah, you fit
with
in
these motherfuckers.
Like,
definitely don't dim your light.
You don't have to dim your light. You don't have to fit in with other folk.
I seen the post the other day. It said, you definitely never want to, and then once again paraphrasing, you don't want to necessarily dim your light for nobody, because the sun shines and it sits by its motherfucking self every day and it lights up the sky. Paraphrasing once again, you got to think about it using that metaphor. The sun stands alone and it still shines and it does what it needs to do, and it helps who it needs to help, and it's needed in the lane that it's needed in. So once again, you stay true to yourself. If you shine, because not everybody shines naturally, I get it. Not everybody wants to shine. It's okay. You don't have to. But for the shiny motherfuckers I'm talking to, let it be a natural, organic shine and sheen, as opposed to being some regurgitated bullshit, pretty much. There you go.
Facts, because there's so many, like, if you think about it, if you think about it, like how it's so many stars in the universe, like how it's so many people on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And like the sun stand alone, and right now, and like it's other stars out there.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the brightest star that we see
on Earth
right now, and
mm-hmm.
we call it the sun because it light up our whole planet. But it's also other suns out there that's even bigger, that probably shine even brighter.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing, that?
Those are always big fish.
You feel me? That shine on different planets and everything like that. Like,
but they're in their lane doing what they need to do.
Their
exactly.
own lane is their own lane, and that stars burn out. So at some point, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that people are going to burn out or anything like that, but if you stay in your lane and do what's for you,
just know once your shine is over, it's the end of the world, pretty much. And this is that on that, no podcast. So honestly, to end all of that, all we trying to say is just be true to yourself.
Don't let this internet fucking try to dictate who you need to be or what you need to be doing, because not what everybody's portraying is true. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They're not telling you the full story of how things is going on or whatever.
And then also too, because everybody loves to jump to conclusion, you thinking
nobody
otherwise.
Their stocks,
yeah.
You feel me? Like the people who are, you feel me, actually probably got that. But it's people out here who's posting things that like they live in a certain lifestyle when
mm-hmm.
really in reality they either being helped out a lot, which isn't no issue, but it's like,
is it really yours?
Don't look for validation through other people. Validate yourself. Like, is this something that you really want to be doing? Is this something that you really want to be on? Is that where you really want to be? Or are you just doing this to try to fit in with people? Because you want to fit in where you get in at, you feel me? Like, whatever you want, it's going to be people for you.
And if it ain't, fuck 'em. You got yourself. And honestly, just always remember this. Wealth whispers and money jingles and jangles. Boom. So going back to how fucked up our 20s are, or I can say are, because it's going up. But what are some things you feel like you should have been privy to become an adult?
I would say definitely everything on the financial side,
like financial literacy.
Yeah, like definitely financial literacy. I say growing up, like, you feel me? My mom always said the same, but she never like really broke it down to me. So it's like, damn, just starting to get money. You feel me? You knew my situation. I was already paying bills and shit off rip. Like, as soon as I started working, I was already paying bills.
Right.
So it's like she telling me to save, paying bills.
It's important for you to tell me to save, but it's also important for you to tell me how.
So it's like, damn, I wish somebody was there to break it down to me on like what I should be saving and how I should be saving and
what I should be putting my money to.
Like
yeah.
You feel me? I didn't get put on investing until like I knew sort of kind of what stocks was, but it's like I didn't know what I know now back then. And it's like I learned that just from being around the people that I be around. Like a lot of the information that I got now, I just got from life experiences, being around people that I've been around.
Yeah, because they definitely not teaching this shit in school.
You feel me? Like,
these motherfucking public school systems are trash. I'm gonna say it again because I said it last time. These are trash. They teach you stuff that you don't need every day.
I feel that, but it's like
not everything, like but a lot of things I don't need. MX squared plus B equals X, T, Y, and Z. I don't need that.
Where it's like everything in school, I get why they push it on. Oh, you gonna need this in life. You gonna need this in life. You gonna need this in life. I get that, but it's also so much more that we needed that we didn't get provided for.
100%.
Now we just out here like, damn, we figuring this shit out on our own. And it's like it's been like this for generations. So it's like we're talking about when is that going to stop? And I feel like now going into the future, going with the future generations and the internet being what it is now, it's a lot more access and it's a lot more, you feel me, vulnerability to a lot of these things. That
a lot of more things are being exposed.
And I feel like a lot of more people are knowledgeable on these topics. So it's like it's more, and I feel like that's why, you feel me, I feel like how you spoke on earlier, like would it still be poverty? How it is? Yeah, it's definitely still gonna be poverty.
Well, it's always gonna be
but
poverty.
I feel like it's
of
gonna
course.
definitely get better because it's like the further that you go on, and it's like the people that you be around, and everybody's on something different.
I do feel like our generation has the more will to help more. Yeah,
it's like them giving you information on a certain topic might help you on a whole nother different project that you've been thinking on. Like is taking certain information, like how you move with your podcast, might help me with how I want to move with doing the playlists and the different things on the music side of things, or just different business,
right.
clothing, just all of that shit.
Right.
You feel me? So it's just.
No, I appreciate it.
What's for you gonna be for you? It's definitely a lot more information out here than what it was. Mm-hmm. So it's like I definitely get what you're saying. Like when we first started, it's like the past generation sort of kind of failed us. I don't want to say the past generation failed us. I want to say the system failed the past generation, which
115%. Because just like I just fucking said, it's the system.
Which failed the next generation coming up. But it's like
you only know what you know. Exactly. The system is bullshit, let me tell you. And when we say the system, I'm going into the government and everybody else in between. They teach these curriculums, and I'm not about to get on my soapbox, but they teach these curriculums, or everything is pretty much systematic oppression. Let's just go there. Everything's pretty much systematic oppression. We already know it's not built for the BIPOC, or I ain't even really gonna say the BIPOC, but some of the BIPOC community to not win, or to have a harder time of winning. I didn't say to not win because we wouldn't win at all if that's the case, but it's embedded into damn near everything. It's strung into the fibers of America. This is how this shit works. Like, it's just, they teach it, and literally, it's going from grade school. Oh, you only can learn this, and that, with the bullshit that's in the textbooks. Oh, they're not telling you the whole truth. They're probably not even really telling half the truth. For real. It's the polished, gentrified bullshit version of what we want y'all to know. So, once again, going back to what I say is, you only really know what you know, or what you really taught, until you teach yourself, and you really start fucking learning and exploring and trying to decode some of this shit. You can't really be mad at anybody, because it's like, you don't have the tools. You didn't have the tools to teach me, which you don't know. So I'm not mad at that. I wish I had that, but I'm not mad at that. I do think, I don't really live in regrets, but if life wasn't built on racism and white supremacy, and I'm saying life in America, and life on this fucking spinning rock of bullshit, if it wasn't embedded in that, it just would be so much better. But everything happens for a reason. I don't doubt God's plan, and God's plan is for whatever He wants the world to be. Definitely waiting for this next Celestial to be born.
Just like how we watched the Joel yesterday, and we were saying,
Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
Shout out to the United States versus Billie Holiday. Versus Billie Holiday. This is not a paid promotion, but it's a great movie on Hulu. You should watch it.
Just like how we were saying from there, like just less than 100 years ago, people were still, being lynched and everything like that. You feel me? So just like seeing how it's only really been, less than 100 years that was going on.
And still is.
You feel me? In places and things of that nature. You feel me? So it's just like a lot has changed, but it also shows you that a lot hasn't really changed.
Yeah, like definitely.
They just started moving different.
And motherfuckers, you just get sneakier. Listen, they say with the fucking whatchamacallit.
They found other ways to oppress people.
Of course.
To keep them where they wanted them.
Just a nice, nasty, haha, let me give you the bone, but I'm going to really still get what I want in the end. Yeah.
But now, you can go on your phone anywhere in the world, pull up Google, and you can search up anything, and it's going to come up.
Now, you definitely have to always check your source.
Yeah, no cap.
And definitely make sure you know that this shit is really, like, legit, because a lot of motherfuckers just putting out false narratives and false information as always, and you cannot believe every fucking website. To differentiate a lot of things, look at .orgs and .nets as opposed to .coms, but go ahead, my fault.
You cool, bro, but it's just like how much the school systems has changed and how much they put into the school books and how much they took out of the school books now, and the things that they want to put in the school books now.
Did y'all know that Egyptians were actually originally black? Or should I say melanated, not really male reflected? for the Christiana school district, the Brandywine school district, and every school district that had them nutty ass textbooks that I forgot what the fuck the name was. You oughta had that white man named Steve on page 349 in that fucking headdress that he really should have got cursed upon for wearing. Y'all going to hell. That's all I got to say.
There you
So go ahead.
But just, I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like this future generation, it's like they have a lot of information at hand, and it's really just about how they
use it,
receive the information, use the information, and the people around them.
Issues only want to repeat itself if you don't know what's truly happened.
You feel me? Because definitely the people around you will definitely, you know, sometimes a lot of people are products of their environment. You feel me? And until you come out of certain situations, you don't realize what was actually going on until you step out of that. And it's like, even once you step out of that, you could take the lion out the jungle, but you can't take the jungle out the lion. You feel me? Until that joint been out for a few years, then it's starting to see things a little different. Like, okay.
It's like, oh, this is really what it is.
Yeah, this is really what's going on.
Oh, I'm outside.
You can start to think a little differently. You feel me? You can start to look at it from a different perspective and why people look at certain things in a certain way. It's like, I understand. And it's like, just having those, you know, different conversations and things like that. It's just, I know, like with us, for us, a lot of the things that a lot of the situations or the role models in our time of growing up haven't always been the best role models that people would look up to. That, you feel me, the Spike Lees and the things of that nature of the world. But it's just like, you take everything that you see, and it's like, okay, for us, we at least took everything that we seen and was like, is it morally good or is it morally bad?
Try to
is it something
positively
that
apply
do it got positive?
Life,
Do it have a positive effect to it? Do it have a negative effect to it? Because everything is a cause and effect. And if you put negative into the world, what you think you're gonna get back?
Of course, because you know that karma.
It's like sometimes people be thinking
that should have come back
both
both ways
because they doing something negative, but at some point in time,
it's always gonna come back.
That negative shit catch up to you sometimes. You feel me? So
it's always gonna come back. So, other than financial literacy, what else do you feel like you could have got knowledge on, as far as life and or what it would be like to be an adult, or what it should be like to be an adult, a proper adult? But then again, what really is proper, because whose standard is that? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm talking about.
I feel you. I would definitely say communication and just being able to be more free with how you feel, because a lot of the times you gotta
being able to express it. You
can't really express how you feel because you think that people gonna look at you some type of way or might say something or whatever. But at some point you gotta let all that shit go and just, you feel me? You gotta say what
definitely
you feel.
Once you become an adult, but you gotta have your peers and your guardians have to create a safe environment for you to even feel like it's okay to express yourself. And this is why I always try to have in my mind, once I start having my bio kids, and even with, you know, I got kids and shit like that now, always just try to always let them express themselves creatively, figuratively, emotionally, verbally. I mean, not in any way, because you ain't just about to be out here just saying anything.
Like,
but
I'll definitely correct you.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't gotta
let you express it. You can come to me about anything. You know what I mean?
You can come and talk to me. You can just come and rap to me about anything.
Yeah,
and it's not like
you gotta feel safe.
You feel me? I'm like, okay, you gotta chill on saying certain things or whatever it is, but like, you feel me? We can have those conversations so I can give you knowledge on it. I don't want to just disregard how you feeling or what you got going on, because you never know. This conversation may help you in further endeavors, you know, in the future.
Yeah, that one small piece of advice may carry you a long way. I've been carrying on to
bro, when you get the wrong advice sometimes and you act on that shit, bro.
And that's why I tell motherfuckers, you gotta be careful sometimes when you putting your mouth on shit that it don't belong on. Because if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, especially if you don't have all the facts, you can say some shit or have somebody think in a certain way or sway somebody's opinion in a certain manner to where it can be conducive to the everyday life. You know what I mean? And that's just on giving people bad advice. So in that sense, watch what you say to people as well. And who you say and how you say it. Because not everybody interprets what you say, how you meant it.
Facts.
And that's another thing. There's a lot of chaos and confusion with people. And I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily want to understand our generation. Because it's a lot of things to unlearn about their generation. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it seems like with the communication of this generation to the previous generation or to the current, the newer generation, it seems like nobody, and I'm not saying for everybody, but just in a lot of times I'm noticing people just can't really understand, respect, or get what people are trying to say. I feel like sometimes with a generation that comes before us, they think that their way is the way, you know what I mean? Or their way, it's like, okay, this is Bible. Like, it's nothing else you can say or do. As opposed to actually just listening to a way that I can help you achieve what you're trying to get. Probably 10 times faster than your whole process. And this is not me disregarding your process. This is me trying to help you, with your time management. Like, boom. You know what I mean? I feel like, so, in essence of what I'm trying to say is, I feel like a lot of people don't want to understand our generation more so than us understanding their generation. And I don't know why specifically, because I'm not in that generation, but I feel like if once y'all listen to this, for the people that are the generation above us, we are 23. So I'm talking about the 35s and 40s and 50s and 60s. It's not hard to listen. Because we got to listen to y'all. It's a respect thing, right? But you want us to respect you, but you can't give us the respect to at least listen to what the fuck we got to say.
Be open-minded to the conversation. You find
yeah.
Closed-minded to what you know is what is right.
Yeah. And it's like, what you know, what is right is not wrong. Or it couldn't be wrong.
Error or whatever.
Yeah, but my way isn't wrong either.
What's going on now, you feel me? I may help you in a situation where you don't even know that,
I could help you.
I can help you.
That's because you too busy being stubborn.
That I'm putting out. Yeah. Or you don't want to be receptive to the conversation.
Mm-hmm. And this is not for all old people, but this is for the most old people. So, just listen. Just listen. You want us to listen to you? Listen to us. You want us to grant you respect? As an adult, respect is given and earned. It's not just out here. Well, I said that wrong. As an adult, respect is definitely earned and not just given all the time, but you got to give respect to receive respect. So you can't just, and I'm always going to respect my elders, but you can't think you're going to disrespect me and me not disrespect back. After a while, because I might give you a first couple jabs, because old people be funny when they be talking shit.
Okay. You got to let them have it. Mm-hmm. But at some point, you got to let them know, like, all right, yo.
Listen here, old bitch. Let me tell you something.
Hey, yeah.
The fuck? But nah.
Across this motherfucker.
I'm talking shit. You fucking the mic. My mom don't listen to this, okay? But yeah, I mean, that's just another little the part 2 of our little quick rant of how fucked up 20s can be. This is a life lesson.
Shit the best for you, man.
Definitely. Always make it what's good for you. Know what's in your path, and should I say discover what's in your path and stick to your lane. Because when you merge, you just might get rear-ended. And you ain't trying to get rear-ended because insurance is expensive. And that life insurance, I'm not even just talking about funeral expenses, life insurance. Think about it metaphorically. People just not worth the time. Honestly. So, we just want to close out by saying, be you, do you. Know that you are enough, and know that you are seen, even if you don't feel seen. Know that there's always a safe space somewhere for you to go, and for you to talk. Now, once again, email me at ThatsThatOnThatPodcast9@gmail.com if y'all want to talk, or DM me on Instagram.
What's up, man?
We definitely can talk.
DM me on the gram.
I can't give you no money, but I can talk to you.
Give me up on the situation you feel like.
I can give you some advice. I can pay you some advice. God is good.
I can try my best.
We can get through this together. But don't ask me for no money. Don't ask me for no money.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been an interesting episode of TTOT Podcast. I am your boy, Pastor JB, RBJ on the beat.
Okay, you already know. I'm going crazy on this joint. From me, part 2.
And that's a wrap. And that's a wrap. Boom, ba, bam. I gotta do that.